I spent 100 days transforming an entire mycelium island into a cottagecore, mushroom core island, and even though I'm super proud of everything we've managed to build in these last 100 days, there is still a lot of other things that we can build on this island. So that is why I'm going to spend the next 100 days completing the transformation of our island and making the ultimate cozy mushroom island. There's a lot for us to get building, so let's get started. It is day 101 on our island, and the first thing I want to do is go grab some name tags and pay a visit to our cats at the cat cafe. And the dog decided to run on top of the roof. Now I think I have 3 name tags, so we'll grab these ones. And we'll just name tag our black kitty Raven. Our yellow one, we'll call them Butterscotch. And our other kitty will be named Truffle. Hello, my kitty friends. How have you been? We've made it to day 101. How does it feel? Feels pretty good. I'm glad to hear that. So this one I wanted to name Butterscotch, and we want to name our black one Raven, and our little white and grayish tan one will be Truffle. I feel like I had to name one of my cats or an animal something mushroomy. It just fits the vibe so well. Now, related to our cats, I noticed in some of the comments that some of you guys thought that maybe instead of having 2 black cats on the island, we really only have 1. I realized that I have not seen the second black cat in a while, so you guys might actually be right. Now, I remember picking up a black cat here that I kind of just had them sitting there, and I remember taming them when they were jumping up here, and there was some love hearts. But if I come back over to our farmer's little fallen tree, I had a cat right here too, and I don't know where they are because I just assumed they would be here. So I thought that maybe they got pushed by the dogs or something, but I think maybe we just have 1 black cat, or they just kind of disappeared, didn't think that the Mushroom Island life was for them. And the next thing that I want to do is upgrade our backpack. We're going to be exploring a lot in these next 100 days to continue finishing out our island, so we are going to take our little backpack off our back, place it in the middle, surround it with some diamonds to give us the diamond backpack. And this gave us a ton more storage, which is going to be perfect, but there's still something that I want to do. I want to dye it red because, my armor is red, so it makes sense that red would have a red backpack to go with her red mushroom armor. If I set my backpack down, it's just going to be the little straps around it that we're actually going to change. And we'll just give it some little red accents, and it kind of changed. Not a whole lot, but we've got a little red accent on it, and I think it's pretty cute. Look at that. The next thing I want to do is focus on adding in some of these backpack upgrades. I think adding the crafting table one would be super nice, which we need a crafting table, iron, a base, and a chest. So we'll find the base. So it looks like we need leather, iron, and string. And we've got iron in our chests. I do have 1 piece of leather, so at least we have 2 out of the 3 resources that we need. Luckily, we've got some cobwebs around some of our mushroom outposts, so we're gonna take advantage of those and grab some string. You good, dude? You need some help. There you go. And with 11, this should be enough to make our first little base upgrade friend here. So let's grab our upgrade. And we've got the crafting table upgrade. So I think if I hit B and then I place this here. Oh, look at that. Okay, so then if I go like so. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. This tool swapper was the other backpack upgrade that I thought would be really handy because it basically will just put into my hand exactly the tool that I need for the job. So let's make this, except we need to make another little base, which means I need some more leather. I'm so sorry. Terribly sorry. And we've got everything we need, so we can craft this too. And then if I press B, we can add this into our backpack. Perfect. Now I am very curious, so if I just click on this, do I have to right click it? How does this work? Do I just like hold this? Guys, how does it work? Why isn't it working? This is silly. All right, maybe I don't understand this, so that'll be a future red problem for me to figure out that. But I mean, I am happy that at least I have a crafting table inside, which means I don't even need to keep this on me anymore. Now it is day 102 and I want to build inside this little hillside here a little hidden cow farm just so that I can get some leather and raw beef here. I usually make these in my single player worlds pretty quickly when I start a new world, and for whatever reason I just decided to wait till we were at 102 days until I did this. And it's also funny because I did mention that I wanted to build this in my 100 days, so we're definitely going to work on doing this now. So let's just dig out a space, make it all cute and cozy, and then set up a little cow farm, shall we? All right, we've got our space dug out. The floor is just gonna be some textured dirt, and I plan to put a few little grass pieces around on the ground as well as some flowers. But we're just gonna use moss for the walls and the ceiling. And now we can grab the supplies that we'll need to make our little cow farm. And now it is time to grab ourselves 2 cows. So we have 1 cow and 2 cow. You saw nothing. I'm also gonna add some torches in here because it was very, very dark, but in theory, I can just click to add a cow here. And it looks like I can't actually add the second cow because it's acting like there's not enough space, which I mean, that is completely fair. So we'll just try the old trick of me just letting the cow go. And if I give this one some wheat and this one some wheat, hopefully they'll just go up the stairs and hop in. Okay, that is not what was supposed to happen. And now we've got 3 cows in there, and this is working. And now I'm just gonna leave some of our wheat in here, and then all we have to do is come either from underneath them and shift and click, or come up here and shift and click. And we're just gonna slowly work on getting enough in there until this is officially gonna work. And while we work on waiting for the cows to grow up so we can keep breeding them, let's decorate this room. So let's get ourselves out of this box and bring some decor over here to make this all pretty. One thing I did like the idea of was having some glowberries on this front entryway, kind of like it's a hidden cave of sorts. That's kind of the vibe that I'm going for, so we'll let this fully cover our entryway. We're gonna grab a lot of mostly florals to add into here because that is the main thing that I want to use to decorate and light this place up. So I'm just gonna start putting some of these in my inventory really quickly. And we're also already on day 103, so we are moving quite quickly. So let's get on with this. We have 2 chests, we've got the hopper, and we need the composter. So we'll just grab one of those. And we'll set this place up right here. So we've got our cow farm for leather and beef, and we've got a bone meal farm that we're going to use as we collect up all of the wheat to feed our cow farm. Now we just get to do some of the more fun decorative things and add details to our area. So we're just gonna add a bunch of flowers, we're gonna add some greenery, some life, and I think it'll look really pretty when we're all done with this. I did want to replace some of these little dirt blocks with some of the moss, so we can blend it into the floor. Like our floor is kind of emulsified, so we'll just cover up some shroom lights to add some light in here. I also wanted to make sure we could have like another chest right in here, just so that we've got a little bit of extra storage in here. We've got this chest, this one here for the bone meal, this one here for our cows. And we'll just start working on breeding up these cows as we go. But there is one project that I have been putting off this entire 100 days, and we're in desperate need of a fix. And that is our storage. Since I didn't think I'd be in this world for very long, I didn't prioritize a storage room. So we are going to solve this, and I liked the idea of adding another one of our fallen trees and tree stumps to our area. Now, as far as where I was thinking of placing this, I thought that we could place our little fallen tree right in here with the tree stump. Using some free cam to give you a visual, the tree stump I want to be here, and I want it to look like the tree itself fell over, so we're gonna have our tree trunk be right here. And then on the inside of our hollowed out tree trunk, I'm going to have a bunch of chests running along the length of the inside of this, and then we can create a path coming from this way to get down to this side of our tree trunk. Or if we walk through it, we will be able to come to the storage chests from this side as well, with a connection to a path over here. And in case it wasn't clear what type of wood we'll be using, we're going to use lots of dark oak, which I do have some, but probably not enough for our project here. And it looks like our axe is about to break, so I will need to make a new one. But before I do you give us axes? Okay, perfect. So for 29 emeralds, I can get a brand new axe. Here you go, my friend, a bunch of stone. And we'll also trade with you some iron, and then we'll get ourselves the axe. We spent the evening of day 104 chopping down dark oak trees so that we could build our storage room out of all of the logs that we would need to build up a tree trunk and a tree stump. And of course, we planted back all the saplings so that our trees could continue growing on their little island, with a stop to breed up our cows and a quick nap in our bed leading us into day 105. We were ready to start working on building our storage room with our tree stump and our tree trunk. And we're back again to chop down a bunch more wood so that we can start changing all of these logs into chests to fill up our storage room and add some additional details like supports, fences, and fence gates. And after a quick little snooze to help keep the phantoms away, it is time to start working on the interior of our little storage room, and this is what we have so far. What I like about this is we can actually have our chests on 2 tiers, so we actually have a lot more storage just in this open tree trunk here than you would initially think. Also, I figured out how to fix that tool swapper thing. I just need to have one of the tools in my main hand, and then the rest are in my backpack, and it just swaps from my backpack. So the issue was I had my tools inside my inventory when really they should have been in my backpack, which, I mean, for a tool that's literally called the a backpack tool swapper, I could have maybe guessed that. As far as our tree stump itself, I decided to make it look very worn down, stripping some of the logs, and we added in some of the fence posts to make it look really worn, kind of like when the tree fell over, it just snapped and had some smaller branches still connected. And then we also have this very long root down to the bottom, and we also have a root on this side, but I really like this. I still don't know exactly what we're gonna put in here, but we can figure that out later. Let's add some chests into our brand new storage room. All right, and I would say that this is such a good storage room for what we're going to use it for, and it fits our areas so well. The fallen tree trunk leading over to the fallen tree stump, and I decided that this is where I want to have more of my working stations. We've got our chipped modded benches, and our regular crafting stuff, but I think we're gonna add some shelves, some layers, some storage in here as well. Now the next thing I wanna do is create a path leading from our starter house down to our storage room so that it's a little bit easier to get back and forth. And I'm thinking that we'll use some of these spruce slabs, since if we go onto the other side, we also use these in combination with some rooted dirt and coarse dirt to make our pathway. So I kind of think I want to replicate our path on this side. So we'll just start bringing this all the way up with all of our coarse dirt and regular dirt and rooted dirt. All right, our path is done, leading all the way up to our starter house, and I really like this. I just continued all of the dirt path variants all the way down here, and we have it going all the way down to our storage room, and I think it's so cute, and I should probably sleep. All right, it is now day 110, and we are going to continue working on making a little trail, a little pathway to our little working area. So I'm just gonna grab a bunch of dirt, grab some gravel from the ocean so we can make more coarse dirt, and continue making some paths. And with some grass and flowers, it looks so much better. And I love this. This is so pretty, so cozy. Obviously, this needs to get a little bit more mossified. We need some more leaves in here as well. But if I go into free cam, this is what we have for where we have our kind of workshop for working and our storage build. And I think this adds to our area so well, and I am very happy with the final result. Now I'm just gonna go and do the painful task of moving all of my storage into here. So yeah, let's just see how long this takes me. And after about 20-25 minutes of moving over all of my storage chests and organizing it, we have a color-coded, item-coded floor to match what is in our chests. It is such a relief knowing that everything in our entire island is now organized. And I even turned all of the mycelium that was under our chests into moss, and it looks so much better to not have our chests just laying out and about like they used to be. Now the next thing I want to do is go on a bit of an adventure. However, I do want to start this adventure when it's nice and sunny outside, so we're going to sleep through the night, and we'll bring ourselves into day 112. Now, as far as my adventure, I want to go looking for some chickens and some pigs, and in the comments on my 100 days video, you guys mentioned there's a pink sheep in this world. I also am going to grab myself some more carrots for the road. Hello, buddy. Thank you for the carrots to go. I appreciate it. Now, I really have no idea where on earth I ended up seeing the pink sheep. I do remember that it was by one of those mushroom outposts in between us going from spawn and coming over to here. So I think we're just gonna backtrack towards spawn and hope for the best. I think we'll bring some carrots with us. And I only have one lead, but we'll bring it anyways. And while we're at it, we'll grab some boats in case we need to keep them in one spot for a bit. And we need a boat ourselves. So let's go on an adventure back towards spawn looking for chickens, pigs, and that rare pink sheep. On our way, we grabbed some glowing for a future project I had in mind. We got distracted by checking out a sunken ship for its loot and almost had an incident. Now let's quickly go down to where the door is usually. Oh no, we need the door. Big on 5 hearts is just so much scarier when you're drowning or just in general. Oh my goodness. I almost died in a ship looking for treasures. It's fine, that's totally fine. We then located the buried treasure, grabbed the loot, and took a nap on the shore, leading us into day 113. Day 113 was spent traveling across the different biomes, getting distracted, looting a mushroom outpost, and finally coming across some of the friends we were looking for, so we grabbed 2 chickens and 2 pigs with the capture cells we had made. Well, that's a great start, but we have to find our pink sheep friend, so we will continue back towards spawn until we can find that little mushroom outpost that little sheep was hanging out by. As we traveled, we picked up some clovers, cute leaves, and violets into the evening where we came across a lake with a floating witch hut, and we discovered the lake's edges were lined with calcite and the ground was made of calcite too. So we took a quick stop to pick up some calcite on the way, or at least I thought it was going to be a quick stop. Oh my goodness! That little baby got me and I don't know where I am! You know? This is why I don't play in hardcore. And I'm gonna be at spawn, I guarantee it, because I slept on the shore. Am I at spawn? Oh no, it's night and I'm at spawn! I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to punch you to death. I need a bed, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, I apologize. Okay, you know what? Maybe we go for a tree first. Let's go for a tree. There is a creeper, but let's try to get this tree. Oh no! No, I'm gonna die. Okay, we're going to the witch's hut. At the witch's hut, we checked the cupboards for some food and grabbed some green wool from the roof to make a bed so we could sleep away the night and the mobs. The morning of day 14 was spent getting some basic tools and traveling to find where in the Minecraft world we could have died and hopefully get our stuff back before it despawned. As we traveled, we came across some structures, which we of course looted for what we could, even finding ourselves a new backpack to keep some extra stuff in as we went. The evening of day 114, we slept on the shore, not realizing we were right by a skeleton. Oh, you're right there. Oh, hi. No, not allowed, not allowed. I'm gonna die here. While running away from the skeleton, we saw the most cottagecore thing, a little fox family out fishing on the shore, and then we did something not so cottagecore. I stole a bed from a village. Eventually, we started seeing familiar sights, the place we found our pigs and chickens, the fields where we picked some clovers from, and the mountainside that had the violets. So we climbed up to the top of the mountain, and there it was. We are in the right spot. Oh my gosh, guys, I found the lake. There's my boat. The question is my stuff here? Oh my word. Okay, quickly screenshot this. Oh my gosh, I found my stuff. Okay, where's my backpack, my armor? Oh my goodness, I found my stuff. And we're gonna move and sleep somewhere else because frankly, I can't be sleeping with all these dudes just out and about. Don't die again. Literally, I just picked up my bed. Can you imagine if I would have died again? That would have been tragic. All right. Day 17, and we've got our mushy hat back on our heads, so we are literally back with all of our gear. Our backpack is good. We are all set to go, and what's great is I still have my pigs and my chickens, so I literally just need to go find the pink sheep now. Except I have one vendetta, and it's against you. But I will take some of this calcite on the shoreline since I am a little bit safer over here versus being in the water with all of the drowned. Days 117 to 119 were spent traveling over biomes, collecting resources as we went looking for the mushroom outpost our pink sheep was located by. I used clues from my 100 days video to locate the biomes that were around the specific outpost our pink sheep was at until we finally found it. Alright guys, I have found the exact spot where we were when we found the little mushroom outpost that our pink sheep was at. I remember it was by a bunch of these trees and it was surrounded by some of these purple trees and the little lavender flowers as well. So with a capture cell in hand, now we just gotta hope our little pink sheep friend didn't wander off too far. They were around here somewhere. Let's go up here and see if we can get a better vantage point. Oh, yes, we found you! Oh my gosh, we have our pink sheep! Let's go home once we sleep so that traveling is a bit easier through the daytime. Alrighty, we have our pink sheep, we've got our chickens and our pigs, and the glow ink that I was hoping to find, so let's make our way home with our cords. We spent day 120 and day 121 traveling home across different biomes until we finally had our Mooshroom Island render into view. Once on shore, we immediately ran into our house to make sure that we reset our spawn. Now that we are back at our base area, I want to start working on building up a house for the little pink sheep that we just found, and I thought that having the pink sheep's house be along our way to get over to our tree farm would be perfect. Now, if I go into free cam, there is this section right here that's kind of separated from the rest of the platform on our island, and I think I want to raise this up and have our pink sheep house be right in here. So I'm just gonna collect up all the moss that's been on this top layer here, and then we are just going to have dirt be kind of what we fill in the rest of this area with, and then the top layer will be moss like the rest of these areas are as well. All right, now that this is flattened out, we are going to put our little sheep house right in here. So we are going to go collect some supplies like white sand and some pink blocks so that we can make our little mushroom house for the pink sheep with a pink mushroom top to fit the vibe of our friend. Do you need help there? Is that all you needed? Yeah? Okay. Have a good night. And speaking of nights, we are going to sleep away our night as well, and then we are going to build our little pink sheep's little mushroom house. All right, we've got our little pink sheep house all done. I just wanted it to be a very simple little mushroom with a little bit of some walls and solid blocks as our wall palette. And of course, we used our same wool, pink glazed terracotta, pink concrete, and pink concrete powder that matches our little mushrooms as the mushroom top. And on the interior, we've just got a very lush overgrown vibe. We've even got a little pink stool with a pink glazed terracotta pot and plant on it. And I think the last thing we need to do is just add in our pink sheep, and I decided to name them Petunia. Hopefully our new little friend Petunia is going to like their new house because I think this fits so well in our area. We may have died once in order to get our pink sheep here, but I'm really happy we finally gave them a little home. Now the next project I want to do has to do with the space over here and the chickens and the pigs that we went on our adventure to go find. I want to convert this spot right here into a cozy little mushroom cottage core type of a little animal barn so that we can have our cows, pigs, and chickens and sheep that are wandering around actually, having a roof over their head. So we're going to level out the ground that this little mushroom is on and raise up the ground back here so that it is even and flat with this area. So we're just going to add our moss in and remove the dirt, and also we need to remove this little mushroom right here. All right, now we have enough space cleared out so that we can have our little animal barn. We'll just get a little bit further in free cam, and we're going to have our animal barn be 11 wide by 13 long, and we're actually going to use some of the red mushroom blocks in our aesthetic. As far as the color palette, we are going to be using a lot of dark oak wood, and we are going to be using the red mushroom blocks. However, instead of the classic look to the mushroom block, I want to use some of the modded chipped ones. So placing our mushroom block in the botanist workbench, I want to go for some of these mushroom blocks right here. So we're going to convert some into these red mushroom blocks, and then we're going to get some smaller ones as well with these ones. And we're just going to do the same thing with this stack, getting about that much and about that much of the other blocks. And with the remaining, we're just going to be getting a whole bunch of just solid red ones because that's going to be the main palette of our entire roof, with some of the mushroom with the white kind of scattered in the mix as well. And with our carpenter's workbench, we are going to take some of these reinforced ones. We're also going to grab some of these flowering dark oak logs as well as some of just the overgrown dark oak log. Now let's go build us an animal barn. All right, we've got the roof on top of our barn, and that's what it looks like a little bit further away. We're obviously going to add a lot more of our azalea leaves on top of it, a lot more greenery and lush vibes, but let's work on the interior. One of the things we need first and foremost are some lanterns, so we'll get a few more of those put together. We are going to be putting together a new type of a tinkering table, and we need some redstone torches. We'll take some cobblestone, we'll take some wood planks, and we do need a few stripped pieces of wood, so let's just take this jungle wood like so. The table needs a piston, we need some slabs, and then the tinkering table should be able to be made. We just need, I guess, specifically stripped spruce. No problem at all, we can manage that. So now we should be able to craft the tinkerer's table. And I'm changing the position of our tables to fit more, but with our tinkerer's workbench, we can take our lanterns and turn them into other lanterns, and I wanted 2 of these larger ones. We're then going to take our little slabs here and put 3 across, and our lantern will go right on there. Then we'll add some trapdoors on the sides like so, and put one right there and right there. And we'll repeat the same exact shape on the back side as well. All right, now that we have the pens kind of separated into 4 different segments, we'll have our sheep, our cows, our pigs, and our chickens. We'll get the smaller one. Let's actually get our little friends in here. Oh, excuse me, I need to close this first. There we go, 1 and 2. And then we'll put our little piggies in this one. And we're gonna go with our capture cells to grab our cows from the area and bring them to their new little animal barn. And we'll give our cows the bigger of the 2 pens next to our chickens. So we've got 3 out of the 4 animal types. Now we have our sheep to grab, so we'll grab you and you. And I think because we have our little sheeps in different colors, we'll just add them into our area like they are colored, because I think it would be kind of fun to have some colorful sheep in here. And it is the next day, and we are done with our barn and the path leading to it. We just added a few of these golden rods because I really like how this kind of gives me the vibes of wheat, but it looks a little bit different, a little bit more flower-esque because, well, I mean it is. But I think this is so cute. We've got our pillars with our structural dark oak and our overgrown dark oak and flowering. And then we've got all of our little animals on the inside, just very overgrown, lots of leaves in here, lots of greenery. And then we've got some barrels and some chests in here so that we can store all of the food for our little friends. Now that we have the animal barn done and we have our little pink sheep petunias house completed, I next want to start working on a sugarcane farm. Now, as far as where I want to put our sugarcane farm, I was thinking that since our little librarian friends trade us paper, that similar to how we have our enchanting room with the wool farm underneath it, we could do the same thing in here with the sugarcane farm for our librarians. Having paper to trade with our librarians is going to be a whole lot easier to level up any of the enchantments that we may want from these guys, so I am really looking forward to this. So I'm going to just dig this whole place out, and then we will set up the sugarcane farm. Alright, just to give you guys a little bit of an update, I did accidentally put the pistons one level too low, so it would end up actually completely removing all of my sugarcane, so we just got to move this up once, and then we should be good to go. I also don't have enough supplies to make the rest of the observers, so right now they're just scattered about, and we need to go grab more redstone, so we are going to go mining just so we can get more redstone. Well, I did not expect to find a mine shaft in here. That's pretty cool. Now we're just adding in the last of the observers to our different sides, and then this will be completed. And I made a little space so that we can fit a nice little lantern in there. And to help our sugarcane grow a little bit quicker for the farm, we're just going to add in 2 on either side, just so that it grows quicker for us. And we've got some lanterns hung for some finishing touches. I don't really need this to look super official or anything. I just need to make sure that I can see my sugarcane farms on either side, and I can. So we're gonna call this done. I did want to make this a very compact farm, and I say we were successful. And after a long day's work, it is time for a snooze. All right, it is day 132 in our world, and the next project that I want to work on is going to deal with some of our little fishermen, because I thought it would be kind of fun to make a fishing dock and give a permanent house to our little fisherman villagers. Now, as far as where we're going to set up our little fishing dock, I thought that down here would be the perfect spot for it. If I go into free cam, I'm thinking we'll make a path and a little stairway down here, and then we'll expand the docks, kind of wrapping them a little bit around this edge here, and then we'll go all the way down along this side to about here as well. And of course, we do need to turn all of this mycelium into moss, so we're gonna have to go and get a bunch of moss from our bone meal farms and work on getting all of this all mossified first. And from days 132 into days 133, we spent time adding moss and bone mealing moss to spread and transform the ground around the docks. The evening of day 133 into the evening of day 134, we were working on the docks. We used dark oak wood for the docks themselves, and then we used some mushroom blocks, white sandstone, and fir wood to make some cute seaside light posts with lanterns attached to them. Between days 135 to 139, we alternated between working on creating and decorating a cute little path leading up to our docks and working on the docks themselves. We wanted a nice sloping path, so we extended the path and did some light terraforming by replacing the dirt with moss and bone mealing the rest of the path till it was made of moss as well. We used some dark oak slabs to make stepping up the path a lot easier and to help the path blend into the docks. We then added some little mushroom lights along the path and removed some of the moss to replace it with dirt and textured dirt blocks for a more traveled path feel to it. We then decorated the docks with lots of barrels, chests, extinguished campfires, and other blocks to signify that this is more of a shipping dock for ships to dock and load and unload the resources along the dockside. With a bench by the water, we took a quick sit to enjoy the view of the moon before finishing decorating the pathway down to the docks with lots of leaves, flowers, and mushrooms as we went into day 138. With the path decorated, we moved on to decorating the docks themselves. We used flowers, little bushes, and mushrooms to decorate along the entire dockside, and then we added some smaller custom mushrooms, and we wrapped up our decorating by adding some leaves around the hillside by the docks as we went into day 139. Alright, we've got our dock completed, and this looks so good. I'm so happy with how this turned out. We've got a little bit of the mushroom vibes with the white and red tones from the boats and the little lantern posts. And we've even got a cute little walkway leading all the way to the rest of our base area. I even started making the path look super cozy and cute with all of the foliage, the leaves, and the little mushroom lanterns. But if we work our way down here, this is our dock, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. I love it so much. We also have a bunch of just barrels, we've got logs wrapped up, ready to go, and even coal, and I think this looks super cool. If we go into free cam, this is what the full dock looks like at night, and this looks so good. So much better than what we had before. But the next thing that I want to work on is where the little fishermen are going to live. Now, because we also have this spot up here, I thought a lighthouse could look really nice up here. So if I just puff my way up on top this area, this spot right here is perfect to have a lighthouse, because if I zoom out, it's kind of just going to be standing up on this edge here, and I think it will be great. But adding in a lighthouse is great and all, but we're also going to attach a little house to the side of it so that we can have some fishermen living here. So it is time to start working on the lighthouse, gathering up supplies for both the lighthouse and for the little fisherman's home. But first, I want to take a little bit of a nap. The morning of day 140, we spent collecting up resources to build our lighthouse. We're going to go with the classic red and white lighthouse for the color palette since it works well with the Mooshroom Island theme that we're going for. Alright, with everything collected inside our chest, we are going to start taking some of our resources to make the basic map outline of what our little lighthouse and house attachment is going to be. Now we're going to use some support pillars from the chipped workbench, the carpenter's workbench. So we need some of these stripped dark oak logs, and then we just put them inside the crafting table here. And I think these ones could look really nice on the edges. I like this design, these straight up and down little vertical lines. I think that'll be nice. And then we're also gonna take a bunch of these red mushroom blocks. We're also gonna be taking a bunch of the white sand, and we're going to take a bunch of the smooth white sandstone. As far as the shape of our lighthouse, we're gonna put this as close to the edge as we can. So I think we start this here. And then there's going to be a block in between, and then we're going to put 3 out, a block in between, and then I think the way that we're going to get in will be right here, which does make that this is a very tight entrance, so we might expand this out a little bit more. And this wall is actually going to be removed, and we are going to be placing our little house here that our fishermen are going to have as an attachment to their lighthouse. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Put another one right here and another one right there. We'll just fill in our walls for now. And we're also gonna go 3 up like so. Then we've got our stripped dark oak logs, so we can set up all the support pillars on the sides here like so. As far as our lighthouse, we are going to just do 2 levels of red, then 2 levels of white, and we're gonna just go up all the way. From days 141 to 143, we worked on the lighthouse and fishing hut attachment. Once we had the alternating red and white walls of the lighthouse completed, we moved on to adding the roof onto the fishing hut walls we'd already put up. We used the red cherry wood for the roof trim and white sandstone and smooth white sandstone for our roof blocks. With the roof on, we then went inside to add a ladder system all the way up to the top of the lighthouse so we could access it easier. We then added on all the floors for the different levels as we climbed up the ladder. With a safe way up and down the lighthouse, we started working on the lighthouse roof. We used dark oak slabs and stairs to fill in our roof, and then we added in layers of glass to the lighthouse so that we would be able to see the textured glowstone that we planned to put inside as the light source. We then added on the last few blocks to complete the roof and went to the nether to collect a bunch of glowstone till we had enough for the lighthouse. All right, back in the overworld in our cozy Mushroom Island. Now, the next thing that I need is going to be some obsidian, because if I go into the chipped modded workbenches, I need this philosopher's workbench, which I already have a brewing stand, slabs, and a crafting table. I am just missing the obsidian to make the rest of the enchanting table. So we need to go find 3 more pieces of obsidian, so it looks like we're going on an adventure. So with our little dark oak boat, we were off across different biomes looking for a lava lake. It took us a bit of scanning the horizon looking for lava before we instead found a ruined portal. So we quickly collected up all of the obsidian until we had more than the 4 blocks needed for the enchanting table. Then in classic red fashion, we got distracted and stopped to loot a few things from a village and also from a mushroom post. And well, we wanted to trade with them too to get some goodies, which in the end we did. We got some iron, gold, diamonds, and even more deceiver's hearts, so it wasn't too bad. We then found a biome that had calcite lying around, so mined some of that up. We found a new type of flower that was cute and we could make magenta dye, so we picked some of those. Then we got even more distracted at a witch's hut trying to collect more mushroom hats and other goodies until we finally started the journey home. The sun was beginning to set as we boated back, and it was so cool to see our new docks glowing in the distance. I'm definitely so glad we have the docks now. It just adds so much to the shoreline. With the enchanting table made, we crafted up the philosopher's workbench and placed it down to admire it. And let's add this in. Look at that. Oh, yay. We've got so many options. Nether glowstone, ornate, fancy. But the one that I was looking at earlier was this just regular named glowstone one. So I think we're gonna grab a bunch of this. And we'll see if this is enough to fill in our little lighthouse. Light source, okay. All right, now we just have to place all of the glowstone in front of the glass. And look at that, we have a full light source added into our lighthouse. Now let's go look at it from the outside. With the lighthouse officially having its light source installed, it was next time to decorate the interior of the fishing hut and lighthouse. We added some glass panes to all of the windows, and then we added some glass to our floor for the fish aquarium. We next added some red curtains, cute paintings, and lanterns to the different levels of the lighthouse and countertops on the different floors. We then went to shear some vines because with the botanist workbench, we can change how the vines look, and I thought these red ones would be the perfect fit for the aesthetic we're going for with the red mushroom vibes. We next added barrels for storage into the lighthouse and some azalea leaves to the interior for the finishing touches. The sun is closing on day 148, and I have just finished the interiors of our little lighthouse and fisherman's hut, and I think this is super cute. I have a buried treasure map that I have not yet explored that's just got a little bit of the map filled in, and then we have our handy dandy fishing rod, of course. And then there's just a little spot for them to sleep. I think I'm gonna have just one fisherman villager for now, and we might change our mind and get a few more, but for now we'll just have one. With their little paintings, I think this looks super cute. We're going for the overgrown look, and up here it's more just some decorative pots on some shelves and some storage along the wall, and it's the exact same thing on this level as well. Storage barrels all the way around. We've got greenery, pots, lights. And then up here, I just added a little bit more of the red vibes with the green leaves to just give it more of that mushroomy red overgrown vibe. And then of course, there's a few barrels up here as well. But that is the completed little lighthouse. The last thing I need to do is add some fish in here. And frankly, I don't know where to find tropical fish, and they will definitely look a lot cooler, so we might have to go biome hunting on another little adventure. As for the outside, I just put some planter boxes. I changed some green vines, just these regular vines in the botanist workbench, and turned them red, and I think that works really well for the vibe of the red and white lighthouse and fisherman's hut. The last piece to call the outside done was I did want to get a little bit of green leaves just scattered across the top here. So we're just gonna add some of these, and then we're gonna go looking with our nature's compass, and I'm hoping that we'll actually find some tropical fish there. And so the biome hunt was on. We were looking for warm ocean biomes because those were the ones where we can find the coral reefs and the tropical fish. We only had over 3,000 blocks to get to the closest one. So with our little boat, we were once again off on another adventure. This time I promised myself that I wouldn't get as distracted. But that didn't last long at all since I saw a sunken ship, so of course I had to loot the items that I wanted from the chests, and then I finally did get back on track looking for a warm ocean. Our journey took us across many biomes, oceans, and we even came across what I assume is a bug or a glitch, but it was kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Hello? Hello? Why is there scary noises at night? Why is this playing music? Hello? Is it just over here? I think this is just a glitch. Oh, that's so loud. Okay, the music. That was very strange. After that strange moment, we took a snooze on the riverbed, leading us to the halfway mark of the challenge. And just like that, we made it to day 150. We are halfway done, and we still have a lot of builds left to do, but I am enjoying just getting to adventure and see all these new different biomes and trees and things. It's actually a ton of fun, so let's just keep on going. As we continued traveling through different biomes, we came across a cute little friend in the jungle. Oh my gosh, hi! Oh my gosh, are you friendly? Oh, you're friendly. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Wait, can I have you? Yoink. A bamboo creeper, are you kidding? Oh, and there's drip leaf here, hello. Usually I'm terrified of creepers, but that guy is so cute and he's friendly. Like, we like a friendly creeper. With our new friend in our backpack, we continued on and stumbled upon a jungle temple. We took on the skeleton guarding it, and after checking the chests, which were just all right loot, we kept going until we finally found a warm ocean that had lots of tropical fish in it. So we took a quick swim, noticed a desert temple in the distance, and then started collecting some fishies. Let's grab a colorful one as well. Ow! Oh, don't die. Oh. Ow! You stinker. You stinker. I almost just drowned and then got killed by a pufferfish, but at least I was, fast acting to like set the bed down, but oh my goodness. All right, we need to be more careful in here. After narrowly escaping death, we decided why not loot the desert temple next. So we went inside, lit it up quickly, and then checked all of the chests, grabbing the loot that we wanted from them before making our way back up and out. We then collected up the last few fishies we needed before we had enough to make our way back home. On our way back home, we got distracted picking wildflowers and finding 3 different witches' huts all right next to each other, so of course we looted the goodies from all 3, and on our very last chest we found something extra cool. No way, an enchanted golden apple? Yes, that's so good. Oh my word, yay! Upon waking up the next morning and looking out the doorway, we saw a baby zombie with an iron sword, which told me it was time to leave this area quickly. Once our island was in sight, we added all of the fish into our aquarium. We next tried moving a fisherman over to their new house, but they were job locked on to something else on the island, so I decided that would be a future red problem, and instead started cleaning up our workstation from building the fishing hut and lighthouse. And then we spent the rest of day 153 organizing our chests and backpack for more storage for future adventures. As we went into day 154, it was time to move on to our next build. All right, now for this next build, I think it is finally time we do something with the nether portal. And it is just been sitting on top this little mushroom for far too long, just because I didn't want any of the villagers trying to get to it or any of the animals. So we just need to find a safer way to make sure we can have a nether portal without these guys going through it. And I also decided that it is also time that we fix this, where we don't just have a giant hole with a bunch of torches for the iron farm entrance. So I think we're gonna combine these two builds into one. Now, the vibe that I'm going for, I think, is going to be another one of our little tree stumps, similar to this one. And if I go into free cam, I think I do want to put our little fallen tree branch over top of the iron farm. And then using the same shape and size, we can just kind of build a nether portal inside this tree stump. But instead of it being very overgrown, very flowers, vines, lush, we're going to go into the nether and find a bunch of the warped and crimson mushroom blocks, because I thought it would be kind of fun to have a few different little nether mushrooms sticking out of this specific fallen tree branch, just because it definitely fits the vibe of the nether. So we need to go to our storage room and grab a bunch of the dark oak wood to make the basic shape of our little tree stump first. We might have to get some more oak wood too, so we'll just see how this goes. As for nether supplies, I have basically nothing. So we're gonna need to go into the nether and get a bunch of crimson and warped stuff, which is a little scary because I don't know if I've come across any of the warped stuff yet, so it could be a little bit of a dangerous adventure. And I think mostly we're just gonna get some dark oak wood. I also am going to use a ton of these white sandstone walls for the mushroom bases. And before we go into the nether, we are first going to lay out the basic shape of where we are going to have our little tree branch that's fallen over. So if we go, say, right here, and then we'll come down here 3 blocks. This one comes out here. These are the bottom 3, and then these ones come out on the sides like so. And then we're going to strip all of these so it will look a little bit less worn, but not all of them I think we're going to strip. It'll just be a little bit of each. All right, we have to wait for our dark oak to grow so that we can finish out the shape of our little tree branch. So for now, we are just going to go collect up some supplies, and we are going to actually go into the nether and get all of our crimson and warp stuff. So with the nether as the next adventure, we grabbed some blocks for pillaring, grabbed our deceiver's hearts for safety, enchanted our golden boots, and we were off into the nether. Once in the nether, we started collecting up the crimson wood, the crimson nether warp blocks, and the crimson nylium blocks before we came across a weird potion effect on a mob. So, mobs can have potion effects that lets them dance to music? Hello? That is the weirdest little quirk I've ever seen, but that makes sense why I was hearing weird things. I then started getting attacked by a ghast, but we took them out and got the advancement. Hey, look at us go. Yeah, return to sender. Destroy a ghast with a fireball. Even though I am easily caught on fire, we're doing things. We're being cool. The next cool but terrifying thing I did was use my updraft ability to launch over a lava lake to the other side. We then began tunneling through the netherrack until we finally broke through into the warped biome and a different strange biome. So I have no idea what kind of biome this is, and it looks kind of gross, not gonna lie. I'm just gonna make a little tunnel way down to where all of the warped wood is, and then we're gonna start collecting all this good stuff up. Flesh? Excuse me? What the heck? Flesh tendons? Ew, 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 ew. What is this? This is disgusting. What are you? I'm like curious, but I'm like not, because this is actually probably the most gross biome. porous flesh. This is gross. Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. Ugh, that's so gross. Okay, but we found what we were looking for. We officially got the things we needed. So let's take our Silk Touch pickaxe. We'll pick up a bunch of the little warped netherrack. We're gonna grab a bunch of the warped fungus and the wood, as well as these little blocks too. With all of our blocks collected and a quick gas snipe, we were back in our portal with our dark oak wood ready to be chopped to continue building out our fallen tree branch portal build. With the shape of the build done, it was time to move the portal from the top of the mushroom to inside of the tree branch, and then we began decorating with some nylium blocks, focusing on having all of the warped blocks being decorated on one side and the crimson on the other. We then started building some small nether mushrooms with the nether warp blocks. We used the botanist workbench to create some new crimson root styles, and did the same with the warped roots. We then continued adding little mushrooms around the outside of the tree branch to decorate things a bit more. Okay, we have our nether portal tree branch done, and this is so fun. I decided to do a half and half crimson and warped, and I really like how this turned out. If I go into free cam, we'll get a little bit better of a view. I also added in a little iron mushroom just to remind me the iron farm is underneath this little tree branch, and it is on the crimson side where we can get to the actual trapdoor to get down to it. But in taking a closer look, we've just got it very overgrown. We used the botanist workbench to change how some of these little nylium root things look. We've got the vines in here that are changed to be red. We've got little mushrooms all hanging around. We used the shroom lights to be underneath to add some glow to all of our little mushrooms. We've got some little crimson root thingies, whatever they're called, the weeping vines. And I did also decide to add a little bit of the different blue and red ground around it. And this is what the blue warped side looks like, and I think this is so fun. Again, we did some custom mushrooms from what we found. We used the botanist workbench to change some of these little bits, and the vines as well we were able to change to more of a warped look. But as far as how it looks from a overview, I think this looks really good in our area, and it's very clear that this is definitely a nether portal build, something from the nether, and I think this is great. And now the last thing to do is to light this guy. There we go, and we have our portal inside the little mushroom fallen tree branch, and I'm a huge fan of this. Now we just gotta go around to the sides and close off the gates, because this is my barrier to make sure none of the villagers get through into this portal. The next thing that I want to work on is this space over here, which has been neglected since the very beginning. We have all of our mooshroom cows spawning over here because they still get the mycelium. But this little hole right here, I think would be perfect to create ourselves a little mining outpost. We can have maybe a crane built over here hanging off over the water. And I think that just having a little mining outpost here would be perfect. So you know the drill, let's collect some resources and start building this out. The first thing we needed to do was dig out more space to have our mining outpost room and workstation. We were next to a flooded cave, so we did have to fight against the water as we dug out the space a bit bigger, but it wasn't too bad. With all of the workstations placed down, we could then get to work crafting the necessary items. The first thing I think of when I think of a mining outpost is a minecart track. We then worked on adding in some spruce support beams running across the top of the mine. We added some supports to those beams, stripped the wood, and added some lanterns. We next started digging up the floor to replace it with some more decorative stone variants, and we of course added a furnace wall to the mines. We added some chains hanging down with some spruce trapdoors attached to hold up some copper ore blocks we dug up out of the mines. We then started placing piles of different ores around the walls of our main mining room to showcase the ores we were digging up in this mine system. With the carpenter's workbench, I found some barrels that looked like they had copper and iron and gold in them, which I thought were great additions to the mine. We then bone milled the ground at the surface to continue working on getting our whole island to be covered with moss by the end of the 200 days. We then spent our diamonds to repair our 2 pickaxes, and we added an infinity book to our bow from a librarian trade we got. We then added some hanging azalea leaves around the inside of the mine in different locations. Then we started working on a staircase to get up and down our mines by foot if we didn't feel like using the minecart. We then added some beams reaching from the floor to the ceiling to add some height and warm tones to our mine. We then added some additional support beams across the tops of the beams, stripping those down and adding a lantern. Next, we worked on adding some more decorative ore blocks and lanterns along the different sections of the staircase, so as you walked past piles of ores on your way to and from the mines, you got an idea of what we were pulling out of the mines. We then added some texture to the walls by using some walls crafted in the stone cutter to add some more interest to the walls, and it was looking pretty good. Alright, now the next thing I want to work on is adding in a crane kind of over the top of here, and I think in order to do this we do need to remove some of these mushrooms that are in the way, and I'm also going to probably have the crane be right here, which means we do need to open this up a little bit more. So we'll just kind of carve some of this out just so that the opening is a bit wider so that it works for the crane to descend up and down. And I think it would be cool if we also had a crane over here, kind of just ready to load objects onto a little wharf or a boat or a crate ship coming by. So we'll add a crane somewhere along the shoreline, and we're going to add a crane over here to be pulling up all of the ores and stones and such. We are going to keep this area free because I do have another build idea for this area over here. So we're going to try to keep this top area right here free and open for a different build and focus on having the mining outpost area kind of sectioned off to this side of things right over here. So we are going to start by just opening this up a bit more. So let's grab our shovel and hoe and start scraping some of these layers away. Alright, I've cleared out more of the mine entrance so that it's a little bit easier for us to be able to have the crane lowering and raising things down here, and I'm thinking where we're going to position the crane is going to be right over here. So I think if we look at how far over this little cliff edge that our crane needs to be, I feel like if it's right around here as far as where the chain starts to go down, that would be perfect. So let's try to place it right around here. And then for the base, I'm going to use some stone to kind of just signify that this is very established. It has a lot of good foundation and structure to it. And then we're just going to raise this up a little bit. For the height, I do really like this. I think this is what we're gonna go with. So we're just gonna land back up here, and we're just going to work on setting out our little crane bit by bit. And this might be a little bit difficult because I need to slowly bring this down a little bit. So we're gonna bring out some blocks with us to make this a little bit easier. The next thing I want to do is, now that we have the crane's arm that's going to be hovering over the mine, we do need to make the counterbalance. So this is just going to be a little bit smaller, but I am going to use a little bit of wood and stone, and that's going to kind of be the counterweight, the counterbalance, to make sure that everything is okay as it's getting hauled up and down. Alright, and here is an update. We have lots of barrels and chests. We've got some ores that I sprinkled into the walls, and I think that added so much to the area. We also have our little crate being hoisted up out of the hole by our crane, and I think the crane turned out really good. I really like how the chains can go sideways because then it actually looks like the crane is actually pulling it up and out. Now, as I was building, our little friend down here kind of got stuck, so we're just gonna let them out of this little spot. We'll use our updraft ability, and honestly, they can just wander around. So enjoy your freedom once again, my friend. And while we're up here, I can show you what I did with decorations around the crane. We just have oars ready to get shipped out. We've got little chests, we've got barrels, and I decided that I would make kind of like a little bench so we can sit here and kind of man the crane, keep an eye on it, make sure that everything is functioning properly, and it's just our way to kind of check on it as we're going around. But I think this looks so cool and so pretty. From free cam, just seeing down into this opening looks so cool, and I'm very glad that I opened this up a bit more. However, I think my favorite feature is when we get down to about here within the mine and you just start having all of the leaves and the glowberries kind of give you that overgrown lush vibe. But let's start working on the crane that goes to the dock side over here. So I think we're gonna make it look pretty much the same with the spruce and stone variants, so I'm gonna go collect more of those resources up. And we're just going to remove all this mycelium, and then we're going to use dark oak similar to how we have our docks over on this side. So we're just going to start filling this in with the dark oak slabs and make this kind of look like a more industrial dock. We're going to have some retaining walls mixed in here and just have it all prepped and ready to be shipped off with all of the ores. The next mini project we were working on was making a strip mine staircase down to diamond level. Once we made it to Y-56, we dug out a room and added some spruce support beams in the corners of the room and added some chests. We then made our way back up, placing stairs as we went to make traveling up and down easier. The strip mine also works as a way for us to collect all of our stone material types as needed, which we were most excited to have a designated spot for collecting those resources. After some additional stone collected, we were back to finishing up the dockside retaining walls and moved on to decorating it. All right, our little dockside spot is all complete, and look at this. It's beautiful. I'm literally so happy about this. We just decorated it with lots of barrels and chests. I also grabbed some full blocks of different ores to bring down here and decorate. So we've got the iron, the redstone, and the gold. And of course, we've got some lanterns mixed in. And I also decided to add a few little iron bars in the mix. I feel like that really broke up the texture of the wall, and I'm a huge fan. I even decided to put some barrels all strapped down, ready to go, made another little crate ready to lift things up. We've got our crane over here, which I did not finish removing that block, but I'll fix that. But it's just got some different blocks ready to go. This one is more iron-centric, whereas the one inside the mine has more coal and iron mixed in with it. And if we walk up here, I also decided to add in some more leaves onto the sides by our mining entrance. I also decided to make a little kind of minecart thing. I used some barrels to kind of act like a rail track here. And then we used some item frames with some of the chiseled stone to kind of represent little wheels. carrying some iron ore back and forth. But I think this area is looking really, really good. I think the last thing I'm gonna do is just to fix the crane with the one little dirt block there. There we go. That looks much better with a little bit more texture and variation to our little crane here. Now that we have this little dock done all the way, I want to next work on building our next project build right here. And going into free cam, we are going to be building a little ocean-side oceanographer's little place to live. And what I'm thinking with this is we have this giant island and we've built so many different things. How cool would it be if we make a little explorer's ocean-side place? And our cartographer can live here and sell us maps to make not only maps of our islands, but give us maps to different locations, but also the place we can go to get enough maps that are empty to fill in and make a lovely map of our area. So first things first, we need to clear out this area of any of the little mushrooms that are here, and we're going to clear out the large mushrooms. So let's just hop our way up here and start taking this down. And I do want to do a little bit of terraforming and level this out so it's all on the same playing field. Excuse me, cows. And as we are ending the day of 174, going into 175, I need to fix up my shovel because we've been hard at work and it is about to die. And that took 4 diamonds. And we are going to sleep so we don't deal with phantoms as we're building. Day 175, we are making progress, guys, and honestly, I am loving what we have done so far. We have been able to do a cozy little animal barn, we've made beautiful docks, we've made a lovely fisherman's... hello? Are you guys okay? Oh my goodness, I guess, you know, that would cause problems. Are you okay, guys? Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me just push you off. There you go. Is that better? Oh gosh. I was gonna say we built our lovely little fisherman's home. We've got our little tropical fish aquarium. We've got all of the levels of our lighthouse, and I think this is beautiful. We've managed to make a cozy little nether portal build, and I love this. And with our little dockside mining outpost, I'm very excited to get our little cartographer's house underway. So let's grab some resources from back at our storage house, which the other thing we built so far was our storage house, which is honestly one of my favorites. I love this so much. So let's find some resources. I think I want to build with a dark oak for our little cartographer station. I also think that maybe using some of these modded blocks, these magic planks, would be really pretty because having some blue for the cartographer's work area, I think will look really good together. And as far as a basic layout, this is what we have so far. And these are going to go up on the sides to 4 blocks up. And I want this back wall to be removed because I want this to be where the deck starts. That's kind of going to hang over the edge and give us a nice view of our surroundings, even the drowned and such. So now all that's left to do is build up this house shape, give it a roof, and give it some decorations and get a villager moving in here. So let's get working. And we'll just remove some of these blocks so that we can have some nice size windows. And now that we've got our basic walls set up, it is time to work on adding in the roof. All right, we've got the roof trim all laid out in our magic slabs, magic stairs combination. So now we just have to go through and fill in the roof with our dark oak. And there we go, our roof is completed, the walls are completed, and now comes the fun part, getting to decorate all of our cartographer's little house for them. First, we're gonna start by filling in the roof so that we have a solid ceiling to be placing lanterns and different leaves and things hanging from them for. We'll also add some benches here so that we can have some nice little spots to just sit by the water. And as far as our balcony railing, I think I want to use some glass just so that you can fully see the ocean view and it's not obstructed by any of the regular fence posts or anything. We'll also place down our cartographer's workstation, and they are going to have a bed in here so that they can sleep at night. And I figured if we have a bed that is blue, it would fit the vibes very well. So I'm thinking we'll put one right here. And in our carpenter's workbench, we can change the dark oak trapdoors to look exactly like the spruce ones, and I think this will work super well for our area, so we're gonna go and add these around. Next, we'll get our windows all added in. Then we'll get our little balcony fence in, and there we go. I think that looks so good for the oceanside view. We'll also add 2 lanterns here to add some light at night if we want to sit down and enjoy some night views in our little cartographer's house. And now we're just gonna work on decorating the interior and making it look all cute and cozy. I'm going to use some of these shelves to create some nice little supports around our area. So we'll just put some right here. I decided that I wanted to use some of the dark oak stairs and kind of just use those to border in our front doorway, which we are going to leave open. We're not going to have any kind of doors since we don't need to worry about creepers or anything. So we're just going to add some dark oak trapdoors along this side, and we'll add them to the exterior and right at this top here as well. We'll take a compass and add it next to the cartographer's workstation, and then we do have some empty maps, and I would be curious to just make a map of just where the cartographer station is, just so we can have this be on the wall. And it does look a little silly right now, but I think that's okay. We'll just place that inside here and rotate it for now. We'll add some chests as storage to the different shelves here. And you know me, we've always gotta have our fair bit of greenery hanging about. So we're just gonna add in some leaves throughout the inside here. And we're gonna add some greenery onto the roof as well. So we'll just dot these around and through. And then we'll just carry the leaves through like so, and the same thing over on this side. And since most of the interior is done, I want to spend some time making all of this mycelium ground become moss to match the rest of our island. There we go. Now you're a cartographer. Thank you very much, my little mushroom friend. Now, in our backpack, we should have some emeralds so we can get some maps from them. And we can go say hello to our little librarians here because the sugarcane farm is underneath them, and then we can trade with our cartographer. Then we can see what other trades our little cartographer friend can give us. So we'll get a bunch of paper from you. Now let's see what you do when you level up. Oh, an ocean explorer map. I mean, we literally have one like right over there, so that's not really necessary. But look at this. Glass panes can become emeralds. Lots of goodies. I like it. For now, we can put some paper and emeralds in here since that's what we'll trade with them. And I also can trade glass panes. So I think we're gonna put any glass panes in here as well so we can get the trades that we'll need from them. And looking at our map, it looks pretty purple just because we had a bunch of the mycelium there. But look at this, now we can see a lot less purple over by our house. And now it's just covering that little bit on the side here, so we do need to get some more of our bone meal to turn this little last bit into some moss as well. Now the next thing I want to do is start working on connecting a path leading from our cartographer's little house over to the rest of our paths, and there definitely needs to be something else over here because I did want to have the cartographer's house on the edge of the water so that their little balcony is looking out over the water. However, it definitely looks like they're kind of just living all alone on the edge and they're a little disconnected right now, so I think we gotta add some more paths and maybe we'll add some more decoration and foliage over here as well. As I was working on these paths, which are looking so beautiful by the way, I had the idea that in this space right here, we could have a giant kind of board space where we can put all of our maps of our entire island. If I go out into FreeCam, I'm thinking that we'll place the little board with our map of our island right around here, and then we can kind of create a path that goes in front of it and connects back onto our path where our cartographer lives. And since we have our cartographer's house made of dark oak, I'm thinking we use dark oak as well. But I first wanted to see if our carpenter's workbench had any cool little designs that we can use for our little map board. And I kind of like these shifted dark oaks, so let's grab some of these. I'm also going to grab 4 more of these. Well, I guess 5. And I want a few more of these flowering and just overgrown dark oak logs. Now, I'm not exactly sure how big we need this map to be, but I think either way, we can kind of just create a basic shape. Now, if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I feel like that should be enough. And then I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we have 4 logs, I think that should be good. And we will do the same thing on this side with 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll just grab these blocks and place those in the middle there. And I actually don't know what I think of having the stripped logs here. I feel like it kind of throws it off. So I think we're just gonna remove the stripped dark oak and only use some of these overgrown and flowering ones. I think that'll look a little bit better and it kind of matches the unstripped wood on the sides as well. Then I want to have a row of trapdoors to kind of create some edges. So if I want to set anything on here, such as a lantern or something, we can put that right here. And I think we'll use the trapdoors at the top here as well, like so, and remove that one. Then we can add a lantern there. Then we'll grab some leather and some sticks and grab a bunch of item frames. We'll place down all the item frames so that once we do get our map all put together, we can add them in here. Next, we'll work on connecting up a path in front of our little map board and then have this path go all the way back, curving onto our path again. Then we'll just fill in our path with all of our dirt so that it's fully completed. Then we'll add some of our little mushroom lights back so that we still have our path nice and lit and it looks like it matches everything else over here. We'll add in some little bits of grass here and there, and we will add back in some of our lush greenery. And we'll add back in some of our little flowers around the edges of everything. I love these flowers so much. These are definitely my favorite that I've found in this mod pack so far. And now we just have to go through and turn the dirt into our path block so that it actually matches up and looks uniform with the rest of our paths we have. And in free cam, just that little change filled this area in so well, and this is literally perfect. Like, this is exactly what this space needed, and once we get our maps all added in, it's gonna look even better. Now the next thing we need to do is just finish connecting up all of the paths around our different builds up to our main paths. And I think the last two builds that really need to get connected up to all of our paths are this mining area, and we need to connect up our little lighthouse and fisherman's hut. So I'm just going to first get our mining area all connected up to the paths, and then we're gonna move over to getting our little fisherman's hut and lighthouse all connected up as well. And now we move on to connecting up the lighthouse to our main path over by the nether portal build, which does mean this mushroom has to go to make room for the path. And with us using our Silk Touch hoe all the time, we need to repair it, and we need to use 4 diamonds to do so. And based on where the path is right now, I think we're going to make it connect right here. So then I'm just going to start kind of peeling back some of these layers until we can have them two meet up, and then we will call it good. We next grabbed our mason stone cutter and our mason and moved them down into the mine where we could easily trade all the stone variants with them, and we realized something cool. Okay, you are so cool. You actually look like you're a miner. Like you're mining the resources from out from under this place. Like, that is incredible. All right, now I have our little toolsmith also inside a capture cell because I want them to also be down here with our little mason, and I'm assuming that by placing them down here, look at you, you're also a little dude. Wait, right here. Yep, there we go, stay here. Look at you, you're a little miner. And then I can get all of my tools from you. This is wonderful. I do like that you're in the car, but then you won't refresh your trades. But look at these guys. They're my little miners in the mining outpost. I love that. That is just the best. Now, another thing I was thinking about was these 2 mushroom outposts that have been here since the beginning. This one we have started turning into our little cat cafe, but obviously the villagers have kind of moved Butterscotch and Raven around, so we gotta set them back in their little spots, their little cat cafe couches. But we've got our little cat cafe, and we don't have anybody to really like man the cafe, so I'm thinking we come in here with some of our farmer villagers, and they can kind of run a stand that sells some bakery items. So let's go get our farmer. And you are our master, and they do trade us some cookies and pumpkin pies. So, oh, you went in your composter. How do I not hurt you? Oh, okay, you got out yourself. Okay, that's fine. I think we're gonna go to our wool farm, which we haven't been to for a while, and we're gonna grab some, wow, we have a lot of wool. Okay, yeah, grab some red wool, and then we'll also grab some white. So we've got these 2 colors. So we've got our little farmer villager, so we'll put their little workstation right there. And then we'll have our farmer, there we go, okay. and I'm temporarily going to pick them up because I thought that having some of these little shelves would be the perfect countertop for anybody that's going to come and order things at the little bakery counter. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you're panicking. I know. I get you. Okay, I'm sorry. And we'll give them a bed so they can go to sleep and they won't be as scared at night. And then we'll just add some glowberries here as well. And I think this is a really cute little cafe. I think this adds to it a lot. Now, this other little mushroom outpost is kind of just a mess. I have not really touched this one. Besides, I'll come through and just take some of the end rods from these spots. But this is really messy, it doesn't look good, and I think we just need to transform this, and I'm just going to take down all of these little mushroom huts, and we're just going to start with a blank slate for this area. The morning of day 191, we took in the beautiful sunrise before we got back to work, finishing our second little cafe. Alright, I have decided to combine all of my potion type stuff into this little outpost right here, and I want this to kind of be like a little coffee drinks cafe where people can come and just try different drinks. The villagers can get some refreshments after a long day, and I think this is really cute. So now I can just come here whenever I need my potions. I made an infinite water source underneath here so I can always get more bottles for our little brewing stand here. It's crazy just how removing all of those added mushrooms and evening out the ground just made such a difference in this area. But I do like how it's a very natural vibe of more just like we're in a garden, you know, just enjoying some drinks as like a kind of like a garden party, tea party vibe where we're just in the moss. Another thing that's crazy is that we are on day 191. We have 9 days left on this island and we are making amazing progress. I am so happy with what we have so far, but we are not done yet. We still have lots of projects that I want to get done in these last 9 days, and for some of them, I do need some bone meal, so we are going to put things back in the farm to get it working and getting us some bone meal. And to go with our garden party vibes, I figured we'll add in some azalea trees because it'll just make it look a little bit more cute and it'll fill in the space nicer, kind of be a little cozier. They're surrounded by all these trees and things, so we'll just let these grow up and fill in the space. Except this tree is literally just like a right angle, so we are going to fix that. Just create some bushiness on the tree here. Should help it just a wee bit. And we're going to do a sneaky add a lantern using moss so that it blends in with the azalea, and I think just that subtle glow adds a lot. Alright, on day 192, we're gonna start grabbing some of our empty maps, and we're gonna take some of our emeralds. Oh, I guess this cow wanted an ocean view too. You know, I understand. I get that. But let's grab some of these empty maps. Now with this map we have, I'm just gonna start working through and filling out all of the maps of our area. So we're just gonna get these all filled in and then add them onto our map wall. All right, we've got that map, and then we've got our docks, which goes here. Oh my gosh, look at this, it's so cute. Oh, I'm obsessed with this. Okay, I don't think this is the right one. I think this goes here like so. Oh my gosh, look at our map. This is so cute. And look at our little starter house. Oh my gosh. Look at all our little mushrooms, just colorful and dotted everywhere. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. You can tell where I still need to fix the mycelium. I think that is hilarious. But look how cute this is. I am going to take 2 more maps and fill these 2 in as well. So I need to go to the edge of these maps in order to fill in the next chunk real quick. All right, and there's the final map. Look at our island, and you see the other mycelium isle nearby, but look how beautiful this is. I love it, and you can definitely tell there's some mushroom vibes to this, especially with our starter house. And we've got our sign saying, welcome to Cozy Cap Isle. I went with Cozy Cap for obvious reasons. I have my cute little mushroom cap that I've been wearing this entire time since I am a mushroom for this 100 days. And of course we have Isle because we are transforming an entire island from what was once just purple mycelium into something much, much cozier. Now, even though we've got our lovely little map all sorted out, we still have 8 more days, but this looks so cool to see our entire island on the map. So by the end, we're going to get rid of these spots and add some more cute things to our area. So let's take a snooze and start fresh on the next day. The morning of day 193, we added some glowing to our sign so it was more noticeable, and we smelted up some light blue glazed terracotta to change the mushroom light posts by the cartographer's house to match the blue vibes we were going for. All right, and now it's time to work on some of our cute little custom mushrooms, which we haven't done for a while. So we are just going to work on building them up. We're gonna do some pink ones, some yellow ones, and some orange ones. All right, with some more mushrooms custom built around our area, I think this is looking so good. If I go out into free cam, we can just see some pops of yellow, orange, green, and pink, and this looks way better with all the different mushrooms around. Now, the next thing that I want to do has to do with some open space that we have right in here. If I go into free cam, everything in our island is pretty filled out now, and this is one of those last few spots where it definitely seems like we could put something here. And what I was thinking is it would be really cute if we put a fountain, maybe some benches, some flowers around this area. I'm thinking we would use a lot of calcite, weathered calcite, and some of the white sand that we use to make our mushroom stems, since I think all the white blocks would blend in really well with the area. So of course, we gotta go back over to our storage room and pick out some of our white blocks, and then we are going to start building a cozy little fountain. And since I want to get more of the polished diorite, we are going to use our little staircase here and grab some diorite from our mines. And even though it's going to be a bit rainy as we build out our fountain, we are going to get this done so that by morning we will have a beautiful fountain to showcase. and our fountain is done, and I think this is so pretty. I haven't tried making a fountain that's tiered like this, but I really like how it came together. I decided to break off one of these little slabs here so that the water flows down even further, and I think that was the right call. Now what I want to do is just open up some of these pathways so that we can take a turn, go enjoy the fountain, and then come back onto the path. So I'm going to do that in 2 different spots. So I'm thinking we'll do our second one maybe right in here. And then we are going to be replacing this ground with some of the dirt, and then we will be just creating path blocks out of this so that it matches this path as well. The next thing that I want to add around our fountain is just some bunches of flowers, some roses, some of the alliums, just sprinkling in different types of flowers into the mix I think would be so cute and cozy. And we do have a few of these big drip leaf that can act as some lily pads in here, and I think that would be perfect. So we're just gonna spot these flowers around, create kind of a flower garden, a flower and fountain court type of a vibe, and just fill all of this in with some beautiful flowers. And as we are on day 198 with the fountain and a flower court is complete, with the colors of the flowers popping against the white of the fountain. This looks beautiful. And if we go out even further, it just fills this space so well. Since we are now on day 198 and almost done with this 200 days, there are a few things that we need to start cleaning up around our area. One of them is cleaning up and tearing down our little tree farm platform. This platform has done us well for the 200 days that we have had this out here for, and now it is finally time to get this all torn down and put away, including all of the dirt on this platform as well. The next thing I want to work on is replacing all of the mycelium patches with moss, so we're going to just take our moss and our bone meal and then work on replacing all of the patches that we still had left with our lovely moss. Almost 200 days ago, I said that I wanted to turn all of this landscape of mycelium into moss, and we have done it, guys. I just finished placing the last bits of moss to cover all the mycelium, and this place looks beautiful. Now, on our adventures, we've been able to find more of these little mushroom caps than just the one I have on my little head here. So I thought it would be kind of fun to display all the little mushroom hats that we've been able to find in the different witches' huts. So I want to take all of these hats here, and we are going to dye them the different colors that we have. So it looks like we can do a blue, green, pink, the blank one, brown, purple, aqua, yellow, and red. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I know I can make a purple, a brown, a pink, a yellow, a blue, but I don't think I can get us a green one. So we're just gonna take the colors that we have so far and see what we can get. We've got purple, the pink one, brown, yellow, and blue. Unfortunately, I think the green and the aqua are the only ones we will not be able to do because I never found cactus, I realized. I thought I would have had some in my chests here, but I don't have anything in my greeneries chest. Now, I took off my red cap so we could see what these other ones look like with our little outfits. So we've got the purple one, which is kind of fun. We've got the pink one, which I actually think looks really cute in here. Oh, hello, cow. Next one up, we have the brown one, which also matches this little tree branch storage room pretty nicely. The next one we have is our yellow one, which is kind of fun and sunny. I like it. And last but not least, we've got the blue one. But I honestly think that, I'm a little biased, but I do think that the red mushy cap is the best mushy cap. And in case you've forgotten what the blank one looks like when we had to wear it to try to go get my backpack at the end of our 100 days, this is what the blank one looks like, the little gray one. But we are definitely going to just keep wearing the red one because it not only matches my cute little mushroom armor, but it just fits the vibes since I am a little mushroom girly in this video. Now, the next thing that I want to do is we are going to work on making some item frames because we have a lot of these little hats to display. So we're going to make a bunch of item frames. I have 5 glow ink sacks, so at least we can have 5 of our mushroom caps glowing. I think the gray one I don't care as much about since it is, well, just gray. And I think where I'm going to display all these wonderful mushy caps is right... Oh, they're having a grand time out there. But I do want to display them on this wall right here. I think that would be great. So we're going to convert these to glow item frames. And then we're going to place them on the wall. So we've got our blue, yellow, purple, pink, brown, and we have the gray one. And I just remembered that I had made, oops, didn't mean to turn off my light. I had made an extra red one, so we definitely have a spare to be able to hang on the wall. And I'm thinking that instead of the brown one getting a glow item frame, we're going to give the red one the glow item frame. And then we can have the brown mushy cap there. And I guess we're just gonna have them be a little uneven and we'll have the gray one over there. But look at all the different mushy caps we have. These are so cute. I love the variety and that we can display them on our wall. I think it's adorable. And since it is the evening of day 199, it is time to go to bed in this world for the very last time. And no better place to do it than in our starter house. And just like that, there we go. We have survived 200 days as a mushroom girly transforming a mushroom island, and we did so well. I want to make sure we walk through everything that we have built in these last 200 days, but we have something to do first with this little friend. We need to give this guy a name, so we're going to go to the anvil in our enchanting tree stump and give this little puppy a name. Now, there's a lot of really cute names that I could go for this little friend, but honestly, I really feel like since everything in this world has been mushroom-filled, that he has to have a name that has something to do with mushrooms. So I thought that Toadstool would be a cute little mushroom name, and for a nickname, we can call this little doggo Toad. So everybody say hi to my little dog Toadstool, aka Toad. Now, another thing that I want to bring Toadstool for is an adventure that has something to do with a bottle that I found in one of the witches' huts. Now, if I go into my chest, I have this tree resin bottle, and I have no idea what this does, and I've been curious this entire time to see what happens if I drink it. So what I want to do is go on our picnic blanket that we made, and we are going to just see what this bottle does to me. So bottoms up, I guess. Whoa. Whoa, look at all these potion effects. And I got brew a fungal concoction. Oh, I got a new advancement. Okay. There's an aromatic. Ooh, so I've just got like some perfume on me or something. Okay. Ooh, this is so cool. Oh, wait. Hello? Did you? What? Why is there a bird? Is this spawning stuff? I need to like watch myself. Hello? Okay, it went away. What the heck? We have a llama and a parrot. What is going on? Okay, well, we definitely have to tame you, and I definitely need to tame you. What on earth? Hello? I never expected a tree sap potion to give me a llama. Look at him, he's so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. We have some carpet, and I think I want to give them some pink carpet. So let's do this. Look at you. Oh, you match the pretty flower. Look at you, you're so cute. Oh my goodness. I'm still in shock that the tree resin bottle gave me a llama and a bird, but we're gonna go tame the bird really quick. Oh, and apparently there's a pool party I wasn't invited to. But we will ignore the pool party because I have a friend to make. And hopefully they're still there. Okay, yay, hi buddy. How many seeds does it take? Yay, look at you, you're adorable. Can you land on my shoulder? Can you land on my shoulder? Yes? Yes? Oh, look at you! You're kind of a little phased into the hat there, but look at my little friend. This is so cute. Oh my word, I love it so much. But now that our little doggo toadstool has been named and we have some new friends on the island, this is actually everything that I wanted to get done in these 200 days. And I absolutely love what we've been able to do. We made the coziest tree branch storage room, a very cottagecore mushroom core animal barn. We were able to make a beautiful dock for all of our friends to visit and come boating in and out. We made a cute little lighthouse and fisherman's hut. And we made a cozy tree branch, a nether portal build that I love so much with the different tones of the nether mushrooms on the log. We made a mining outpost and dock so that we can export all of our goods and stones and ores from within our mines. And we can't forget our little villagers who actually turn into miners because they are down within the mines, which is so cool. We also have this beautiful fountain and flower garden that we can stop by and walk through and visit on the way for us to get to our last build of the world, which was our cartographer's house. And this has the best ocean views that you could ever imagine. And we've got to update our map so that we can see that we completely transformed this entire island from mycelium into moss, and I think this turned out so well. I hope you enjoyed this video as a follow-up to our 100 days. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video to see all the adventures and the full transformation of our little mushroom island as we played as a little mushroom girl. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new and want to see more content, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!